There are foods you see and you want to try them right now. And then this one makes your brain hit the brakes. Who decided shrimp should live inside jelly? This dish was popular, cookbook popular, potluck popular, totally normal popular. In this video, we'll figure out two questions. Why did this used to be the height of modern sophistication? And why does it feel so wrong now? This is shrimp molded. Looks like food, but it has the vibe of a museum exhibit. It jiggles like it's trying to say, "Don't laugh, I have a story, and you're not going to guess it." You might think this was invented as a joke. It wasn't. This is the product of an era when the coolest thing in your house wasn't a flat-screen TV. It was the refrigerator. In 1950, molded food wasn't creepy. It was modern. Gelatin was a kind of stand-up technology. It made food hold its shape. It looked neat. It looked advanced. Shrimp looked fancy. Shrimp meant you were hosting. So when you put shrimp in a gelatin mold, you're sending a very 1950s message.
My house is modern. My party is classy. And Yessie control the wobble.
But here's the twist. It wasn't meant to be eaten like pudding. It was party food, sliced thin, served with crackers, lettuce, dressing. So it's basically an appetizer that's wearing a very confusing outfit. All right, time for a recipe autopsy, not a scary one. More like a wellness check. First up, gelatin. This is the structure, the scaffolding, the architectural blueprint. Gelatin is basically the ingredient that says, "Don't worry, I have my life together," even if the rest of the dish absolutely does not. Next, broth or seafood stock, and into that weird little hallway where your brain goes, "Wait, are we doing soup or jello?" Yes, both, against your will. Then, shrimp. Shrimp is the ingredient that shows up wearing a blazer. It's the centerpiece, the flex. And sometimes brace yourself, mayo or sour cream, because potlucks were basically a mayonnaise-based economy. So when you put it all together, shrimp mold isn't just food. It's a presentation. It's the PowerPoint of parties, tidy, organized, perfectly molded, and slightly terrifying, like a group project where one person cared way too much. And that's why it worked in the 1950s. So why does it feel weird today? 3 reasons. 1. Genre confusion. Your eyes see gelatin and go dessert. Your nose catches shrimp and screams wrong category. 2. Texture conflict. Shrimp has bite, gelatin has silence. It's like eating a song with the volume turned down. 3. Looks like a display item. Modern delicious is hot, crispy, messy. This looks like it comes with a sign. Please do not touch. And here's the most confusing part. Some people genuinely liked this. Like they made it more than once on purpose. Not because they were strange. Not because everyone in the 1950s secretly hated themselves. It's because they lived in a world where convenience was the future. A world where a refrigerator wasn't just an appliance set. It was basically a flex. Cold food meant clean, modern, efficient, almost futuristic. And refrigeration felt like magic. Seriously, imagine telling someone a generation earlier, "Yeah, I can keep seafood cold in my kitchen, and nobody gets sick." That's not a small upgrade. That's science fiction. And here's the key. A dish that held its shape meant you were a competent host. Because a good party wasn't about messy delicious. It was about being put together, organized, controlled. Your food didn't spill, it didn't slump. It arrived like a little edible trophy. Shrimp mold was basically a quiet little certificate you served on a plate. It's sadium, modern, and organized. I planned ahead. I know how to throw a party. And honestly, if you grew up in that era, this wasn't weird. This was grown up. This was classy. This was your kitchen saying, "Welcome, everything here is under control." Even the wobble. Then taste changed. Not all at once, but enough that you could feel it. People stopped wanting food that looked like a science project and started wanting food that felt alive. Hot, crispy, simple, recognizable. The kind of food you could name in 1 second and crave in the next. And suddenly savory gelatin started giving off a new vibe. This is the future from the past. Like a shiny old invention that used to impress everyone, but now just makes people tilt their head. Because modern kept moving. Fast food showed up. Microwave dinners showed up. Pizza showed up. Tacos showed up. Food got louder, faster, crunchier, more obvious. And shrimp mold stayed quiet, cold, perfect. Still trying to be impressive. It didn't become bad overnight. It just became outdated modern, like a retro gadget that still works. but nobody wants to use anymore. But it never fully disappeared. It came back as a meme, a retro party gag, the kind of dish you bring just to watch people react. Like, wait, is that shrimp in jelly? And the funny part is, some people don't even hate it. They slice it thin, add crackers, add greens, and suddenly it makes a little more sense. And sometimes in fine dining, Aspic returns in a smarter form. Thinner, cleaner, more intentional. Less wobble, more purpose. So shrimp mold didn't die. It changed roles. It went from a status symbol to a story. So what is shrimp mold really? Not a monster, not a prank. It's a time capsule from an era where convenience meant progress, where the refrigerator was a symbol, and where food that stood perfectly still looked civilized. Case closed for now. But before you laugh, answer this. What's something we eat today that feels totally normal, but in 70 years will make people stop, look and say, why is that in there? Now, imagine you're at a party in 2026, and this dish is on the menu.
Resistance, lime green shrimp aspic. Bet you've never had this before.
It's a normal 2026 party music on people laughing. Someone's filming a little video. Then the host brings a bright green gelatin ring on a white plate. At first your brain goes, oh, cute dessert. Then you lean in, you see it. Shrimp. Inside the jelly. The room does that silent group buffering thing. Like everyone is loading the same question at once. Is that shrimp and jelly? Someone steps back half a step, someone covers a laugh. Someone quietly opens their phone, not to be rude, just to document the moment. And here's the wild part, it's not even chaos. It's polite panic. Because the dish just sits there, perfectly shaped, perfectly calm, like it belongs behind glass. And you realize, this isn't just a weird snack, it's a time capsule. Crashing your 2026 party in real time.